I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quench the thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic, but there's logic, you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic.
I'm built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah. I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it. You know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic. Keep them out your face, no way, you don't want them, yeah. Don't try to drain my energy. The enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily, spreading like a rare disease. But I won't let it get to me. I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this. Freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus. Living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust
Awesome power of nature. Awesome power of nature. Hot excitement of freedom.
Because after you get struck by lightning, there's thunder.
What is up, you guys? What's up?
Good?
We've got one hell of a championship weekend that happened this week. But one of these teams made it. We're back.
But yes,
We're
sir.
back. But the first game, Eagles and Niners, since we're already on it. Eagles and Niners. The Eagles win by a final score of 31-7 to win their first Super Bowl appearance since 2017.
I mean,
5 seasons.
and take a and people, and I've always thought this too. It's like, man, even though 5 seasons may for people think, may seem long.
Here's the thing. We always have like this like weird spacings, right?
Yeah.
We had 1980, 2004. 2004, 2017. Then it was just a 5-year wait.
Yeah. But it was well worth the wait, I will say.
Yeah.
But, you know, my things too, I want to kind of get this off my chest a little bit. I've been seeing there's been a lot of excuses from some of the 49er faithful, because it's like just they're trying to cry foul. Now, granted, I mean, if you look at some of the game too, there's like the roughing the punter. You know, I think that was kind of obviously a fluky call because that's kind of it depends on what their definition of roughing is. Like, I don't know, but
here's the problem what I had with that call, right? No Eagle even was close to the punter. None.
Yeah.
No Eagle was even close to the punter. And that's why I was fuming for that entire second quarter. Because how would you... Okay, here's what happened, right? Here's exactly what happened. All right, so the ball gets kicked. It has a weird trajectory. So the refs see that and go, oh, the Eagles roughed the punter. Without actually looking.
No,
because if you look at the replay, and they showed the replay countless times, no Eagle was even close to him.
And yeah, this was, and let's be real. And Brett Kern did not have the best day as a punter. Like we could say through this posting,
Brett Kern was pretty okay, but the problem was the special teams defense sucked.
Well, blame Britton Covey for calling a fair catch deep in in different territory. So let's besides the point.
It wasn't Brett Kern. It's not Brett Kern.
I said Brett Covey.
Oh, Covey. But that's on our offense. I'm talking about our special teams defense.
Oh yeah.
On that side it sucked. We already know Covey sucks. He sucks all year.
Well,
it's been that way all year.
It really is.
One of our down spots, our very few down spots.
And I think, I know this is, I would say I think Howie definitely would need to address that. Because like the kick return is fine. I think Boston Scott has done a really good job as a kick returner. But punt returner, we did definitely need to have a little bit of an upgrade. And it's funny because, it's just like people say, exactly. Like, and that's the thing too. Like with the Purdy hype, I think that
Wait, what was that comment? You kind of just went and you cut the head off the snake and the body died once Purdy was out. It was all downhill from there. Exactly. But yeah, Covey needs to be addressed. But other than that,
that's pretty much about it.
Pretty much it. Because we locked up AJ Brown for X amount of years. We locked up Devontae. We locked up who else?
We got some guys still on another next few years or so because we have some guys on 1-year deals. I mean, or contract expiring. Hurts is due for a big payday. Miles Anderson's in the contract year. We know that Fletcher Cox could retire or might bring about on a cheap 1-year deal. Same with Brandon Graham. So we're going to have some interesting decisions to make in the off season.
Yeah. But Jalen Hurts is the youngest quarterback in franchise history to make the big game. The youngest guy in franchise history.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And it's funny because I'm actually kind of biting the bullet on this one because, I said this on record and Tyler can attest to this too. I was a huge doubter of Jalen Hurts. I've had my doubts about him.
And I was too. Last year, I'm like, he can't throw. All he can do is run. He can't throw.
But look at this year, though.
In the offseason, he goes to California in the offseason after last year. Literally the day after the wild card game last year when we got blown out.
Yeah.
The day after the wild card game, he goes to California to practice his passing.
And not to this too, he also cleaned up his throwing mechanics too. If you looked at from his first full year in the league until this point, like he's more compact with his throwing mechanics.
Yeah, he can throw the rock. Now he can do that because there's been a few times where when he goes to throw last year, he was very erratic with the throws. He was overthrowing guys. He was
not reading the progressions.
Not reading the progressions. Now you're seeing him read progressions. You're seeing him. Okay, is this guy open? Okay, is this guy open? Is the pocket collapsing? If it is, run.
Or we've seen at times too, like he has been smart with the football and actually throw it away when you really had the chance. It's like, the fact that it's, I really do hope. I mean, Hurts deserves a big payday after everything has gone on, especially the season that he's had. If you think about it too, it's just like a potential, who knows how everything goes on. But think of this too, hypothetically, if Hurts wins the Super Bowl, he's pretty much checked off every single box that everyone's been doubting him. Can he win the playoff game? Can he lead this team to the playoffs? Check. Can he? Now, the only question, the box he has never checked off, can he win the big one? That remains to be seen.
Yeah. But to all the doubters,
yeah,
they haven't won anything because they haven't beat anybody this season. They're not going to go to the Super Bowl because they haven't beat anybody. They're not going to win in the playoffs because they haven't beat anybody.
It's
divisional. Check that box off.
It's title game. Check
that
off.
The NFC Championship game. Check that box off.
Now
we got one more left. One more left.
But it's like
check that box off. Sit down.
It's funny actually. Now to mention that too, the fact we have seen three Super Bowl appearances in our lifetimes. Like I said, 04, 17, now 22, 22 or 23. It's got to be 2020.
It's technically 22. Technically.
Okay.
That's why I said 04, 2017, even though they're technically played the next year.
Yeah. But you kind of get the understanding. So we've seen 3 Super Bowl appearances in our lifetime. We could potentially see 2 rings in those appearances, which is, that's besides it.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But we got one more game left. Who are we going to play in the Super Bowl this year? Well, we got our answer. Chiefs versus the Bengals. With the Chiefs winning this one 23-20. And they will face the Eagles at Super Bowl 57 in Arizona. But, man, this was a crazy, crazy game.
It really was. It was really well played on both sides.
It was played very, very well on both sides, for sure. But the real key to this was the offensive line for the Bengals. They've gotten quite a bit of injuries before the playoffs. They lost one of their key guys last week, and they weren't gonna. The question mark was: is he gonna play? Is he not gonna play today or play this game? He didn't play. So the whole line is depleted. And it showed. It really showed.
It really did.
Burrow was sacked 5 times, and he did pass very well. But here's what I thought. Right, with that offensive line, they were able to do short slant routes, short passes, short game, get that short game going.
Oh yeah,
they weren't able to do that. They were having to bomb it half the time. Half the time it worked, half the time it didn't. And that's what really got them. And also defense. Costly penalties. That one penalty for unnecessary roughness where the guy pushes Mahomes on the sideline, puts him in field goal range.
Yeah, probably. And
Bucker nails the field goal.
And I will say that too, because that's always, for someone who, like I said, and I'll put this on record too, for someone who's never played football, first of all, that's a stupid thing to do. Think about it too. Not just in the Bengals, because we've seen that twice happen. Jalen Hurts against the Niners got shoved out when he was already out of bounds. And Patrick, because first of all, that's an injury waiting to happen. And
let me go back to the Eagle game for a second. What on earth is this hack number 70 for the 49ers?
Talk about Trent Williams, number 71.
Trent Williams. First, this dude yanks
Kayvon
Wallace. Yanks him.
Well, this whole
Kayvon gets up to retaliate. So you take out him. Yeah. You take out Wallace, refs? You take out Wallace?
Well, Wallace did throw a punch earlier in the game, that's kind of a bit of a start. And also for those who don't know, Williams has a history of this. When you beat him mentally,
and it was blatantly obvious. He went boom,
like. And Joey Shake said it best. Like, we got in their feelings when they knew they shot themselves in the foot. Like, the mental game is the worst thing you do not want to be a part of. Now, physically, yes, this is a physical type of sport, but when you get into that mental side of things, which the 49ers, they got in their heads.
Now I get the shoving, whatever. Who cares? You get in your head, you shove a little bit, fine. Get that out of your system. Go and play. But when you're going and physically putting your hands on somebody and yanking him,
that's kind of pushing it.
That's pushing it way too far.
And that's a risk for injury at the same time.
Yeah.
But either way, ever since that happened, that really fired up the Philadelphia Eagles to really put the nail in the coffin for the 49ers.
And they put a hurting on them. But back to the Chiefs and Bengals. To the one player
that was I think it was Osai. I think he got.
It was Osai. Osai. I'm forgetting names right now. I don't know why. But Osai Mahomes on the sideline.
And
He pins
almost to the bench, for crying out loud.
he pins a water boy to the bench. If you saw it.
Yeah.
Because the water boy was standing near the bench, and when he got pushed, his momentum took him, and his back pinned the water boy to the bench.
Yes.
And
but
so I'm expecting fines from that.
So I wouldn't be surprised
from both those instances. I can't speak. Both those instances in the Philly game and the Kansas City game. I expect.
But I will say this too: prayers out to Brock Purdy, which is unfortunately he did tear his UCL, which is, this is where I want to draw the line a lot of times with some of these 49er fans. The fact that, first of all, this is a physical game. Injuries is going to happen. And what happened to Brock Purdy was unfortunate.
And here's the thing. You didn't beat our quarterback. You only played a guy with a 4-string quarterback. We were leading when Brock Purdy was out there.
Exactly. Either way,
that injury helped solidify it. And yeah, I don't like that Brock Purdy got hurt. I don't. I hate injuries.
It was just very unfortunate. And same with Josh Johnson too. Concussions. Well, you know how me and Tyler are with concussions. That's you know
how it is. But they took out Brock Purdy, and yes, they played without Brock Purdy for most of the game. But we were already leading at that point. Would it have been more of a shootout if Brock Purdy was out there?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. But Brock Purdy wasn't out there. Brock Purdy was not out there.
And it's like
when Brock Purdy was back out there, he was only thinking Duncan because he couldn't throw. And
also, too, I will say you have to put the blame on the front office for not investing more in the backup quarterback. Because first of all, if Jimmy G is ready to go, if you have a quarterback that can't throw, that's on the GM and the coach's problem. First of all, that should be on the front.
Not really, Rob, because you only have 3 spots, 3 starting spots on the depth chart.
But
no one expects their first string or their second string to go down in the same season. No one expects it. No season has gone down to a 3rd string quarterback like this.
That really hasn't. But still, I mean, you have to really take into consideration.
So you can't really blame the GM. You can't really blame the ownership. You can't. Can't blame anybody. Can't blame the coaching.
Like I said, I'm not going to blame Kyle, but Kyle Shanahan, like I said, I'm not going to blame him for what everything has happened. He could do so much, but you have to take in consideration of the track record that Shanahan has in the postseason.
Yes, you can go with the track record, but here's the thing. No first string, no second string. Your 3rd string got hurt, and your 4th string's a bum. It's not his fault. Not ownership's fault. It happens.
And
this is one of those games. This is one of those games, man, where it's nobody's fault.
Yeah, and that's the thing too in sports. Like the fact that you have not played it yourself, don't speak of it because I know that sounds harsh, but in football, injuries can hit you just like that. We've seen it. The perfect example that I know I'm not. I say not say perfect, but an example of an instance where look at Sterling Shepard. For the New York Giants, had a good season. Then all of a sudden, after I think one play, he goes down with a knee injury. Nobody touched him, and then we come to find out he tore his ACL at the worst possible time for the Giants on the way to the playoffs. And the fact you're going to cry a foul because your quarterback got hurt, like that for me does not make any sense. The fact that
I really don't get fans. Oh, but you only beat us because the quarterback got hurt.
Well, not just that, and the most infamous excuse, you got bailed up by the refs. That's been the biggest thing with the 49ers.
The refs were trying to bail you guys out.
Yeah.
early on in the game.
Now, granted, it's like if you looked at it, y'all. I mean, you're the number one defense. Yes, your secondary is suspect. I think we all.
And plus, here's the thing. All those calls. Look back at the replays, because nearly all of them, absolutely all of them, were obvious.
And the fact that, let's be real, if I'm going to,
I also will give you just one thing, right? One of our linemen did jump on one play that they didn't call it. I did see that. Me and Rob did see that.
That was, I think that might have been Hargrave. I think that kind of jumped.
He jumped. They didn't see it. They didn't call it.
And
so I'll give you that. And
even we said it on stream too. Like, let's say, like how blind, like I could take my glasses off. I could see, a guy jumping all sides, even though I can't see worth a damn.
That was me too. I said let's take our glasses off and we see that.
But I will say, it's like, and I won't say going to rub it in, but I will admit this, like that. Nick I mean, I have tremendous respect for Nick Bosa, but the fact that you got your ass beat by Lane Johnson, who has a torn groin, that's sad.
He got flat out blocked. He got nothing.
I mean, he only got one sack, but that's always 11 tackles for loss. But that outside of that, what you can and look,
this game he got nothing.
It's like, like I said, it's just like if you're not playing the game, no matter what sport you play, injuries are going to happen, regardless of what people think. Oh, shit like this. One wrong hit, boom, you're already down. But like I said, I mean, look, still tremendous season by the Niners. I do like portion of their fan base. I think if you're talking about the most passion, I think the 49ers is one of them. But like I said, for those who are like, crying foul on TikTok and stuff like that, because I was like, you got bailed out by the refs. I actually, it's surprised. I actually got into a heated argument with one 49ers fan. Say, we outplayed you. We outcoached you. It's plain and simple as that. Y'all shut yourselves in the foot. You got in your heads. We took advantage of it. We got her what the job needs to be done.
Yep.
It is what it is. So sorry about that little bit of a rant.
And now that we've gotten the ranting out of our system, now let's go to our score predictions. One more game is left. Super Bowl 57. Eagles
and Chiefs.
Yeah, Eagles Chiefs. Who you got and what's the score?
Well, knowing look at the roster construction, knowing that the run defense for the Chiefs isn't the greatest, and we know that secondary for the Chiefs is kind of suspect as well. And with Hurts having 2 weeks to heal up, and if everybody gets everything going on, don't be surprised that the Eagles are going to feast on that secondary. And and let's be real, that our defensive line. Good luck, Kansas City, blocking that, because your O-line isn't the greatest, but will eat up your offensive line. Now, the issue Patrick
Mahomes can run.
That's where I was going to get into that. That was my biggest issue, is Patrick Mahomes. But if you somehow can contain Patrick Mahomes in that, even though he goes outside the pocket, 9 times out of 10, you will have tremendous success. We've seen that time and time again where teams figure out, hell, if he has one leg, we still can, but that's besides the point. But I think it's going to be very close. I think it's going to come down like at least 10 points for me. Knowing that you got Mama Kelsey in the crowd, God bless her heart. Hard to see this.
She got Travis's jersey in the front, stitched up in the back as Jason's.
It's like, and now you got Andy Reid taking on his former team too. It's like, did anybody expect that even to happen?
There's multiple storylines going into this. You have Andy Reid coaching against his former team. You got the Kelsey brothers going at it. You also have Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts being the first
African American
quarterbacks to play each other in the Super Bowl.
Now that is
history.
So both these teams are already making history in the Super Bowl, regardless of what people think. And also think of this too. It's a
on
good way
to front, because we never seen two brothers play against each other in the Super Bowl.
You have two black quarterbacks, face each other in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and we're getting that. Now, like I
We're
said,
getting multiple history makers, and it's gonna. I feel like this is gonna be a barn burner. What do you think the score is gonna be?
that's a tough one. Knowing of how and looking at it, if you based on some of the games that not including the postseason, where I've seen where on bad days we've seen the Chiefs put up at least less 20 points or less, almost sometimes than not. Knowing that the Eagles, and look at the Eagles, if you looked at the record and the stat line, when Jalen Hurts the Eagles with Jalen Hurts included the postseason, 16-1, almost averages almost 30 points per game, even including the postseason. So I will say, if everything goes well, I do think it's going to be. I would say 32. Actually, you know what? I say 35-27. Philadelphia takes the second Super Bowl in franchise history.
I will go 34-23.
Okay.
Going 34-23 Eagles. They get their second Super Bowl
And
in
grease up
franchise
them holes.
history. We're having a parade down Broad Street again. We're gonna have Jason Kelsey in a mummer's outfit again.
Oh man.
We're gonna have all that again.
And surprisingly too, if you look for those who are betting on this game, we're not even betting. We're favored 2.5 over Kansas City. So Kansas City's coming in this one as underdogs in this one.
This is the first time since 1980 that we went to a Super Bowl as favorites.
Yeah.
And you know what's shocking to me?
Shoot.
Half the analysts, there's one half of the analysts that don't like us.
You got the other half.
Other half like us. It's half and half. So it's usually unanimous that they don't like us.
Well, as Jason Kelsey puts it, no.
But here's the thing. They say no one likes us, we don't care.
Exactly.
But some people are liking us.
Yeah. Because the fact that, knowing that we're trying to earn the respect of a lot of people around the NFL, because knowing that we had the best all season out of anybody, we actually know how to draft well. And, we have a guy, Nick Sirianni, who, let's be real, if you thought the energy level in that room is better than anybody else on that roster, you'd be sadly mistaken.
Bro, if you want to talk about energy level in a room, just look on the sideline when he gets hyped.
And first of all, think of this too. Look at whoever seen Jonathan Gannon getting hyped up after making some really good defensive stops. Think about that.
The funniest thing about the game on Sunday, right, was when Nick Sirianni got so hyped that his gum fell out. I'm like, in slow motion. Or they shoot that in slow motion. I laughed.
Or Hassan Reddick spitting all over himself. Well, like I said, though, the Chiefs, they're a really good team. I'll give them respect where credit is due. But there's always going to be that few people say, "Oh, they got Mickey Mouse bullshit." First of all, I know where I can see talent, and especially some good coaching when I see it. Kansas City is one of them. And I've always said the AFC. I don't say it's exactly a week, but you have Mahomes, Herbert, and Burrow. You have 3 good quarterbacks in that week in the AFC. That's, let's be real. Outside of that, who do you even have? No, Zach Wilson's complete ass. We don't know exactly what's going on with Tua and stuff like that. Josh Allen kind of fell down the. I think Josh Allen kind of fell out the top 10. If I'm going to be completely honest.
Yeah, the way Josh Allen played in that divisional round. Yeah, he doesn't need to be in the top 10.
I mean, if you talk about falling from grace hard. First of all, if I'm not mistaken, too early in the season, he was a huge front runner for the MVP. If I'm not mistaken, after 2 or 3 weeks. Correct me if I'm wrong.
He was like, it was Hurts, and early on it was Hurts, Allen, and Burrow. I think no, Hurts, Allen, and Mahomes.
Oh yeah, Burrow was a close fourth,
and then
second,
after like 5-6 weeks, Allen flew off the dang top 3.
It's like
and Burrow came in,
and it's like, and I like Josh Allen. I really do. It's just whatever's going on with the Buffalo Bills, they're going to have to fix it because first of all, you were the head.
I looked at the video. You know what it is? The only receiver that they really have is Stephon Diggs,
and the rest of their
receiving core sucks.
But I did want to kind of talk about that. First of all, Stephon Diggs, you're a team captain, right? What gives you the gall? Well, let's be real. This makes me kind of lose respect to Stephon Diggs. First of all, you'd be the first one to clean out your locker and leave. You have a rookie, an undrafted rookie, to chase your ass down to bring you back to the locker room. That's a very bad look if you're a team captain. If I'm going to be completely honest with that. And I get it. I get you hate losing, but you could have done so much better to handle that a lot better than, with people kind of criticizing your ass. Now, Eli Apple, you can shut the hell up for all I care because, dude, you're just Mr. Toast. Because holy crap, if you can't tell me a quarterback does not talk shit and does not back it up, even though
the only thing he's good for is the short route. The short route.
Exactly. Any deep balls, that he's toast.
The deep balls, he's getting burnt.
It's like, you have no room to talk. I mean, I've seen where Stephon Diggs actually cooks this man, and yet it's like Cancun for 3. It's like, first of all, he's the one who torched your ass, so that kind of really doesn't make any. That's very redundant. But regardless, I like Sean McDermott. I think McDermott has already done a really good job. But if I'm the Bills, get some receivers, because the fact of the matter is, look, Gabe Davis, solid number 3, could be number 4 on the depth chart, easy. Stephon Diggs, number 1, you're definitely going to get a solid number 2. You got Gabe Davis, who's a really good number 3.
No, Gabe Davis is the problem because he only had a 50% completion percentage all year. That's not good. You need a 60% or better to be a good receiver. He's been terrible. Terrible.
But the fact that this is another thing too. The fact that you have Josh Allen running most of the time running the football. Yes, I mean Josh Allen, not the fleetest of runners by any stretch of the means, but you've seen this man take some hits, and the fact that I'm thinking to myself like some of these hits that I've seen from Josh Allen take, I'm surprised myself. Like, how's he not getting hurt from that? Because usually that's an injury waiting to happen. There's some of these hits that he's taking, but. Look,
one of these days he's going to run so much that he's going to get hurt.
Yeah, and that's going to be a really bad look for the Buffalo Bills. And the fact that and this is where I think this hurts the worst, you laid an egg and Damar Hamlin's returned to the stadium after 20 days after the tragic incident, and you do it like that? Like that, you can imagine how disappointed I would say Damar Hamlin was watching that game from the press box. That's all I'm saying. But, but regardless, though, good season by the Bengals. For the love of God, sure off the damn O-line. Holy crap. Like, how many times? I don't know how many times NFL.
No, here's the thing, Rob. I said it already. Their O-line is fine. The problem is most of that O-line got hurt. Their O-line is fine. They did shore it up. It's just they're not healthy.
I think
once they're healthy, they've got no line.
It's like, and I don't think we ever talked about this before. I think this is where we sometimes we have the advantage because of our rotational pieces. If one guy goes down, we have another guy ready to go. And think about it, when Driscoll hurt his elbow, when Diller came in, played exceptionally well in that backup role. And this is why I think a lot of times I think teams have to realize you need depth in some areas. Because, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, if I'm the Bengals, at least get some more O-line pieces to be helped to build up rotational. If a guy goes down, it's like, and we know how good this Bengals team can be. But, like I said, there's just some things that I think they need to really improve on. Probably some additions they could use. Definitely try to find and get another corner. Cut your losses with Eli Apple. Trying to find a way to keep Jesse Bates III. I think he's still a really good secondary piece. But it's just, I don't know. I don't know at this point with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Well, we'll talk about what the future holds, not on this channel, but on NFL Talk, because in 2 weeks will be the finale of the Pigskin Recap with your boy Tyler. I'm only covering the season. I'm not covering the off season. I'm not doing any of the talk, the off season talk. I'm only doing in season highlights.
Yeah, but I will be doing portions up as well. So if you guys any all season news and stuff like that, draft coverage, I got you.
got you. We got you on that. I'll be on that for the offseason for sure, for the majority of the offseason.
Mm-hmm.
But with that said, the Eagles are back in the Super Bowl, baby. Woo!
Yes, sir. But I say one final thing. I will say huge congratulations to all the teams that made the playoffs, and kudos to the 49ers. Even though, yes, you got and look, the mental game, not let's be real, is a deadly monster. Now, for those who are going to think, people are going to look at me like I'm crazy. Like, you will be surprised. If he gets you in your own, like people say, oh, like you can't be your own worst enemy. You be completely wrong on that.
In sports, if a player gets in your head, he is in your head. You were your own worst enemy.
I can attest to that because I've been on the receiving of the mental game more than on one handful of occasions. Tyler knows me better than anybody when it comes to
this. Sports are
it's
95% physical, 5% mental. Because actually 90% physical, 10% mental.
Physical, yeah, mental.
So we beat you with the physical game, but we also beat you with the mental game. If you can clean up the mental game,
we broke the 49ers mentally.
Yeah, and then that's what helped us become that physical team for most of that game. But I do want to send my prayers to Brock Purdy. He'll be out for 6 months with
especially Josh
that
Johnson
UCL tear. Hopefully you get better, man. You're an exceptional quarterback. I still think you're Mr. Not So Irrelevant.
I think he's proved it to earn a contract.
You proved it to the world, man. You proved it to the world. And,
think about this too.
And honestly, 49ers pay this man.
You really have to. I mean, the fact that now, well, we'll talk. Well, like I said, that's going to be an interesting decision for what the 49ers are going to have to do because, look at the guy. I mean, Devo, I think you got some really good pieces, but if I'm with the 49ers, like I said, I'll talk more of that on what they really need. Because like I said, all the all-season stuff like that, we'll get you guys covered on that on the NFL Talk podcast as well. But yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun for those who look at the Super Bowl and stuff like that. And also too, if you guys want to check out our promo code, please check out the use SeatGeek for crying out loud. Because Ticketmaster, for the love of all that is holy, I have actually people complain to me on Twitter like how bad the prices are on Ticketmaster for the Super Bowl tickets.
Bro, I don't even know why they even use Ticketmaster. Ticketmaster needs to be defunct.
First of all, you got SeatGeek, you got some of these other sites.
The first thing you did, you screwed over concert goers when the whole Taylor Swift debacle thing happened. Now you're screwing over sports fans.
And especially our big time, Phil Eagles podcast, Giovanni.
Ticketmaster is the biggest scam artist.
You're not wrong,
man.
And it's funny, actually.
Use StubHub if you wanted to.
StubHub. But there's some. I can't think of any other sites.
There's other ones. There's other ones out there. Ticketmaster is just a scam anymore.
Like, I will say this too. I'm going to give a shout out to Giovanni's mom because I did recommend her going to SeatGeek for better prices. Because she shared a screenshot where she had with Ticketmaster paid almost $14,000 for Super Bowl tickets, and that's including fees at the top of that. At the same time,
they scout it. What Ticketmaster does, and it's infuriating. It's the fact that they're scalping money from people just to get tickets.
It's
unnecessarily. Like, you're spending over $800 for a goddamn concert ticket, or $800 for just a simple football game.
Exactly. Like it's
or in this case, $14,000 goddamn dollars.
And if you look at it, well, like I said, this is why us here at the Philly Sports Stop podcast, and definitely at some point down the line, the Hardcore Sports will be partnered with SeatGeek because let's be real. For those who want to go to, like I said, with wrestling events and stuff like that, we got you guys covered too. We've always, because me and Tyler have always discussed this, like the way that how Ticketmaster is, and the fact that, people,
and the best part about SeatGeek, y'all, is that SeatGeek will tell you what ticket prices are bad and what ticket prices are
exactly.
Good.
StubHub has their own version of it. You have some of these other resale markets where they can show you what deal you can get. But if you want to be, I mean, that's just how it is. And well, I know I
Yeah.
do apologize. We kind of gotten off the beaten path a little bit, so my apologies.
Also, yeah, $20 off SeatGeek. Don't use Ticketmaster. Woohoo!
Yeah,
Go Birds.
absolutely, absolutely. But
But uh, but yeah, I'm excited for the next 2 weeks. I'm gonna
I
be antsy
mean,
for. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna be the antsiest I've ever been the next 2 weeks. This is the first time I've been this antsy since 2017.
yeah, that should tell you. And also, too, we'll be live for our annual our first ever. I think this is the first time we actually did a Super Bowl watch party, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah,
We've never done a Super Bowl watch party because it was never our team.
yeah. Well, for those who want us to join our Super Bowl watch party,
And the
we are going
last
to be.
time, we were in the Super Bowl, we never even remotely close to even starting doing content creations.
Yeah, so
We weren't even content creators. We were just watching sports.
yeah. But and yeah, outside of that too, and other stuff we have planned up as well. Spring training is right around the corner for huge baseball fans like myself. It's crazy. It comes down to this: the last game of the 2023 season. You know, great season for all the teams that try to make the postseason. Others,
Honestly, I want to give a huge shout out to the damn Detroit Lions.
The Jaguars.
You guys had a good season.
Giants. I'll give them word.
Giants. I'm giving you credit. As rivals, I'm giving you credit. You had a tremendous season.
Especially look at the raw. Like look some of the stuff that they had. They didn't have a really good receiving core, but they still made it work regardless. But
yeah, they won a playoff game, which is awesome. It's awesome.
Thank God, but some other teams like Tennessee, y'all got some explaining to do.
Oh no. Oh no. I don't know what's gonna happen to Vrabel. I don't know what's gonna happen to goddamn Tannehill. I don't know what's gonna happen there. But we'll talk about more of these teams on your show.
Well, unless you're not a Jets fan.
Actually, for the off season, I'm integrating me into your show. So
absolutely, man, this is going to be great.
It's going to be fun.
Absolutely, because I mean, we're going to talk so much stuff. Because if you guys want like more NFL content or you like spring football, we got you covered on the XFL and the USFL, which is going to be great to see. But Tyler, I did hear some updates with the USFL. So what's going? Well, I'll talk more of it behind the scenes because we did get some huge updates in regards to the USFL for the trying to move into like to the respective team cities. So we'll talk more of that as well.
No, you can tell me now because I'm about to.
But I did see there were some updates like in year. So I saw the plan. Someone actually put us a plan later of what the USFL is going to do. Year one, start out the 2 hub cities. Step 2, which is year 2, they expanded the hub cities to other states. But year 3, so they're trying to build up going into year 3 where they can have the Stars play in Philadelphia, or you have the Memphis Showboys can stay in Memphis. You can have
so what's happening now? Why they're playing?
It's step by step. They're trying to.
It's just what you're trying to say. It's just a placeholder. So
until year 3,
it's time for them to we can go to Philly now. Go to Philly.
Yeah, but like the one place I saw in Philly that was an option for the Stars was Franklin Field.
I don't mind it. I don't mind that.
So, I mean, so that's a little bit of an update for the USFL. And, I know Tyler looked at it at the worst possible time to do at a face value check because, yes, I mean, the USFL have outside of year one.
I was sitting there looking at it Facebook, I'm like, it's a Philly team, but they're playing in Detroit. What?
But now, like I said, year 3, that's when they start putting all into place. And especially, too, if you looked at the ratings last year, man, they pulled up some really good ratings last season too. I
think now I'm getting it because I think this year's going to be a test to see if the ratings are maintained or they grow.
Because they can grow, get into the bigger markets, have Birmingham stay in Birmingham. You have Philly go to Philly. Go to Houston, can stay in Houston. Those teams and try to, because I mean, if you're a diehard football fan, this is where I think where spring football is a huge benefit to football fans because the way that I see it, it's like, first of all, you got a long ass layout till September. This is where I feel like the USFL and the XFL will come in very handy for those who still want to keep playing love watching football. Until
this is what I love when the XFL came along, when the USFL came along last year. is that I was missing football big time after.
Because, I mean, like you said, you got this long layoff from February to September.
And unlike you, I'm not really big into baseball. I'll watch it, and I am kind of a fan of the Phillies, but I'm not like this huge fanatic, like you are. Talking about it 24/7, 365 goddamn
Hey,
days out
dude,
of the year.
you know me better than anybody. I eat, sleep, breathe, and breathe baseball 365 days out of the year.
Yeah, I'm not really that age of a
This is
fan.
depends. I mean,
I like baseball. I like baseball and baseball season come around. I'll watch a game.
You're more of a football fan than anything else.
But I'm more like a football guy. You know,
It's understandable.
I'm eat, breathe, sleep,
green.
Eagle. I bleed green, bro. But and you can tell all around my room, no exaggeration, has Eagle stuff on it.
Oh yeah, but that being said, though, I mean, it was actually pretty funny, kind of just filling some time a little bit, because the fact that, oh man,
there was only 2 games. And I only do the stats and scores. And the reason why I was able to do longer episodes early in the season because there was
more games to cover. But the fact
so many games
and trim, it's man. But like I said,
but here there's only like 2 games and what?
And that's it.
A prediction thing that we did,
and that's pretty much. And we could do definitely a Super Bowl preview, because I'm trying to get some Chiefs people on at the same time and get a preview going. But outside of that, though, like I said, for all season news, draft coverages, and stuff like that, me and Tyler will got you for the NFL Talk with the NFL Talk podcast, which is pretty much all things all season and stuff like that. Even with the regular season, kind of do like recaps, kind of like Tyler does for the recaps, but not do like the stats recaps and whatnot, and just kind of go from there most of the time. But yeah,
you do pretty much the same stuff I do during the season, but after the season, you kind of like, you know what? I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna do in depth on the off season stuff. I'm like, that's cool. I'll join your stuff now.
Absolutely, and it's gonna be fun though.
With that, damn. But with that said, this has been the Philly recap. Why am I saying the Philly? The Pigskin Recap.
Well, there's a blooper for you, everybody. The Pigskin
Recap with your boy Tyler.
Episode 12.
Episode 12. My boy Rob again was a guest. I was struggling to find guests when
especially with the football season coming towards the end, and some people are giving up for baseball and stuff like that. So it's been kind of hard.
Everybody's starting to die down when it comes to football. And
I'm very wrong, but that's understandable.
Like Eagles fans are still up and giddy about the team and in the Super Bowl and everything like that. Like I am. I'm very giddy.
Also, too, and I can't wait. And for those who have not checked out, if you checked out our streams as well, we are partnered with Fanatics. Please, for Eagles fans, cop yourself some championship conference gear, because me and Tyler we cop yourselves some.
Get you some conference championship gear. Also, if and when we win the Super Bowl, get you some Super Bowl gear.
Absolutely, because you'll be surprised. But yeah, so I'd throw that a bit of it in there as well.
But again, with this said, it's been the Pigskin Recap with your boy Tyler, my boy Rob, and why are you saluting?
I don't know.
What was that?
I don't know.
I usually do this, and then I do that, but that's pretty much all. You're over here doing, hi, Captain.
Ahoy, matey. But yeah.
Yes, Drill Sergeant.
But
with that said, also salute the troops since we're at it already. Salute the troops. Love you guys. But with that said, again, for the third time, it's been the Pigskin Recap with your Tyler, my boy Rob. And we'll see you in 2 weeks for the season finale.
Absolutely.
Awesome power of nature. Hot excitement of freedom.
Because after you get struck.